Hey, so I just finished reading The Island, like just a second, and I was gonna record a video because I was like, oh my gosh, I want to talk about this, but my camera's dead because I never charge any batteries ever. So I'm recording this on my phone because I was like, oh, I could just wait like 30 minutes for the battery to charge. But then I was like, why should I wait for anything in life? Because that's just not me. So the drawing will probably be a little out of sync because I'm gonna record me talking first and then record drawing, but it's fine. It's fine. But oh my gosh. Okay, so The Island. I had this book on my list for a while, and I was waiting till I was in more of a silly mood because it's like a young adult, like spooky type book, like a scary, but also young adult. So I was like, well, it's only going to be but so scary. And I've never really read scary books before. You guys know I'm only like just now getting into the horror genre in general. So I'm like new to the whole thing. And it's like, I don't know, like how scary can a book be, right? Um, well, I guess I'll find out. But so I'm reading this book. I decided like I was in the mood to read it. I just finished like a nonfiction. I was like, I just want something light and easy. And it's October, it's spooky season. I'm watching all these horror movies, so why not? And so it's an audiobook, and like I said, it's like a young adult. Um, what's in my hair? Get out. Oh my gosh. Okay, so like I said, it's a young adult literary fiction or whatever. So, oh my god, I'm so dusty. So, the audiobook was read by someone with a pretty young voice and like a lot of vocal fry. So, and the whole like the summary is that there's this billionaire or multimillionaire, and he owns an island and he wants to put an amusement park on it. And so he reaches out to all of these like teen influencers to come stay at the resort on the island that's with the amusement park, and they can like post content, and that'll be like advertising, which is so smart actually. Like that sounds like something that would really happen. Like I can just see Elon Musk doing that or something. Um, so I think that's a little bit why the vocal fry comes into play, because it's like a bunch of Gen Z influencers or whatever. So the narration sometimes was a little silly because she'd be like, we're on an island. uh, but I guess like it kind of gave me like Friday the 13th vibes a little bit, in that like, it's teenagers and they're having fun and they're like away from home and it's like summer or whatever. So, yeah, the plot is that they do that. And then I did read like the sleeve of this book, and it was like, one thing isn't on the agenda: getting off the island alive. And that's why I'd hesitated, because I was like, okay, this sounds cheesy, but cheesy in a good way, right? So I'm listening to this teenager vocal fry her way through the book, and I instantly was sucked in, because it's just like, it's kind of like reality TV where it's like the formula, we all know it, but it works. So I'm sucked in. There's like cute boys, there's cute girls, there's money, and there's just something about listening to people describe wealth that you'll never have that's just so fascinating. It's like, what is that like? So that was fun to read or listen to or whatever. And just getting the whole perspective of like this over the top luxury, this enigmatic multimillionaire. The narrator who we're following is rich now, but not born in money. So she talks about like the dynamic, like the tells between people who weren't born into money versus people who were. So that was interesting. The dynamics between all of the people was really fun to read about. And then you just know, like once stuff starts to happen, you're like, ooh, it's starting. So that was really fun. And then it just progresses like that. It's like a murder mystery, like who's doing this? Like there's all the classics, things like in Clue, like the lights are going out, people are screaming in the dark, people are turning up with knives in their chests. I was really having fun um, listening to it, reading it, working on this drawing at the same time. And I don't know, even though like the narrator is a little bit annoying, it was never like that annoying. Um, I really think it was the voice more than anything. I think if I was reading this book and I could give her my own inner monologue, I think I would have not thought she was as vapid, but it's just like the halting. And I do think it works. Like, I'm not complaining about it. I think this is how it should sound because they're influencers. Their whole life is online. So every time they're talking, they're so used to delivering it for an audience. So it made sense. But I just felt like I was watching like confessionals, you know, like on Love Island or something. But it worked. What else? Okay, so there were points, like I will say I was a little surprised at the end. I can't spoil it. Like, I don't want to spoil it. I want you to listen. But there was one person who I was like, if they make this person the baddie, like, that is just going to be so fucking typical. And then that happened. I don't feel like that's a spoiler. Yeah, I don't feel like that's a spoiler. But so the people who had done it, I suspected at one point, and then I kind of wrote them off. And then when it turned out to be them, I was like, of course. Like, you always want to feel like you knew the whole time, right? But I honestly just didn't know. I didn't know the whole time. My mind changed a lot, but it was really good. There were enough twists and turns to keep it interesting, but without being exhausting. And there was a little bit of like a romantic subplot, but not so much, because I don't like a romantic subplot. Like, either make romance the plot or leave it out, in my opinion. Like, I don't care. What else? The setting was interesting, right? I mean, it's an island. I don't know. I thought it was such a funny book. I thought it was so silly. Like, I had a lot of fun. The audiobook, I think, was only like 6 or 7 hours, so I got through it pretty quickly. I don't know how long that translates into in terms of like a regular book, but I think like Halloween's coming up. You could totally get through this book quickly. I think you should read it right now and talk to me about it. Tell me what you think. Are these videos too short? I don't know. I feel like they're always between like 8 and 12 minutes. There's just not like a whole lot you can say without spoiling it. But it was a lot of fun. I think you should read it. We can talk about it. I'm just trying to think if I missed anything. I don't think I did. Good characters, fun setting, silly. It was funny. Oh, the ending, you know, I have mixed feelings about the ending, but I can't say because it's like kind of a spoiler, but it just ended. And I was like, oh, all right, well, I feel like she was going for like a, whoa, like a shock value thing. Yeah, I don't know. It was good though. I liked it a lot. I think if you're looking for like a fun, scary book, but not too scary, it wasn't that scary. If there's like a little creepy, like I was listening to it at night at one point, and then I fell asleep and I had like murdery dreams. But yeah, like, it's fun. Read it. Okay, bye.